Okay, so welcome back, you guys. We're gonna be doing my drugstore current favorites. These are all the products I am loving at the moment. I do know I did a drugstore favorites in general a couple videos back, maybe like a year or a couple months ago, but these are all the products I really do love and I'm constantly using all the time. You guys have probably heard about them on my channel multiple times at this point, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys so you can go ahead and pick it up. So you guys want to stick around and see what they are because they are a lot of products in front of me right now. Then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so the first product I do have for you guys is the Milani Prime Shield Face Primer. And you guys, my pores lately have been looking really big. Like, I don't know what it is, but around this area right here, my pores are huge. So I've been looking for a product that's a little bit cheaper that really helps with my pores. And the Milani Prime Shield Primer, you guys, is so good for that. So what I do is I go ahead and put a little bit on my finger. And it does have like a silicone texture to it. I go ahead and rub it between my fingers and press it into my face. And you guys, it completely fills my pores in. And it's a whole lot cheaper than the Benefit Professional, which I do love also. But this is like $10, which is great. But it's definitely in the drugstore. If you guys haven't picked it up, go ahead and do so because pores are just something that we don't want at all. So this one right here really does a great job at it. Okay, so moving on to foundation. You guys can probably already guess my favorite foundation when it comes to drugstore. I'm going to give you guys like 10 seconds right now to guess what it is because it's kind of obvious at this point. This one right here is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation. You guys already know this is my favorite foundation in drugstore and also high-end. I just love how it melts into my skin. It just makes my skin look really good and healthy and glowy, and it also keeps me matte throughout the day, you guys, and it's only $5.94. So when I went to the drugstore the other day, you guys, I was looking at all the shades they have, and it was so beautiful just seeing all the light shades, medium shades, dark shades. Like, I was so happy, and that's why I love Maybelline so much because they're really inclusive. So you guys have heard about this way too many times at this point, but Maybelline Fit Me Foundation, you guys, is my favorite foundation drugstore, period. Okay, so moving on to another Maybelline product, we do have the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Cafe. You guys know I love this concealer so much because one, it's very creamy and radiant. It's not cakey underneath the eyes. It looks so beautiful every single time I put it on, and it's only like what, $5 or $8, which is such a good price. It reminds me of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I will say they're very, very similar in the shape and size and everything and how they work. But it's just one of my favorite concealers out there. I talk about this all the time, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but you guys already know Maybelline Fit Me Anything is my favorite at this point. And to set my concealer, you guys, this one is kind of obvious at this point. When I did a review of this on my channel, you guys, it blew up. This is like my most viewed video. It was 31,000 views on this product right here. And this is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade Deep. This powder, you guys, first of all, thank you guys for blowing up that video because I was not expecting it. And also, this powder, you guys, is just one of the best when it comes to drugstore, because when it comes to drugstore powders, a lot of people speak about the Airspun powder. I've never used that in my whole entire life, but this one right here has so many shades for different skin tones, very finely milled. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Very finely milled and blends into the skin beautifully, you guys. Like, I cannot say anything else about this. Like, it's just so beautiful, and I love how it blends into the skin seamlessly. I mean, I can keep going on and on about this powder, but this powder is just one of my favorites when it comes to drugstore powders. But I'm sure a lot of you guys have tried it because a lot of people always comment on my videos asking me which one they should buy. To be honest, this one in Deep is not even that deep, and the one below it, I think is, the one above it, I think is dark. Yeah, so either one, honestly, it just depends how bright you want your highlight to be. So you can go ahead and pick those powders up. But Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, you guys, is so bomb. And of course, to set my face, you guys, I go ahead and use my Maybelline Fit Me powder. So I'm just, yeah, Maybelline everything. Like I told y'all, I use Maybelline way too much at this point. But this powder just looks so good on the skin. It just makes everything come together. I mean, I can go on and on and on. It's just one of the best I have tried, and it's my favorite powder to set my face in the whole entire world. I haven't found another powder that I love as much as this one, but yeah, Maybelline Fit Me Everything, y'all. Like, I can't help it. Okay, so moving on to a contour palette, I do have the NYX Conceal Correct Contour Palette, and this is what it looks like. You guys, these shades are absolutely beautiful on the skin. I love the concealer shades, the contour shade, the color corrector shade. The yellow one right here, I really don't know what to do with it. I guess it's like a brightening concealer, but I never, you know, tried that. But when it comes to contour palettes, especially for drugstore, a lot of companies don't do a good job at bringing out good contour shades for women of color, but NYX just absolutely killed this. They do have two more contour colors. They do have the light one and also the medium one, and this one right here is a deep one. So these shades are absolutely perfect. They got it right on the mark. And let me swatch this contour shade for you guys. So this is dark. Let me show y'all what it looks like. So this is a contour shade right here, and y'all can see like it is so dark, so it will show up on a lot of people's skin tones, but it's a very good dupe to the Anastasia contour palette and also the high-end contour palettes out there. I just think it's such a great price for $12, and I found it at Ulta, so y'all already know you can go ahead and use your points. But yeah, if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to the high-end products, go ahead and pick this one up. Okay, so moving on to bronzers, I do have two for you guys, and these are OG products. I'm sure a lot of you guys already heard about them. This right here is the Shea Moisture Mandalay Dusk bronzer. It's a very dark, rich bronzer. I love it so much. And the next one is the Covergirl Queen Collection bronzer in the shade Ebony Bronze. Now, a lot of people always ask me like what the difference is between the two, so let me go ahead and tell you guys. So the Mandalay Dusk bronzer, you guys, is very dark and rich in tone. It's very rich and dark, so you have to be really careful with this one. And the Covergirl Queen Collection bronzer is a little bit more red in tone, so I love using this one right here in the summer when I want to look bronzy and glowy, and it just fits my tone in the summer. This one right here I can use in the winter, but I have to be very careful because it's very dark and rich. But these are, I mean, these are OG products. I'm sure a lot of you guys already heard about these too, but I do love them so much. I do know the Shea Moisture Mandalay Dusk bronzer, they don't sell anymore. I don't know why they don't sell it anymore. But I haven't seen it in Ulta. I haven't seen it online, so I do think they discontinued it. So I really shouldn't be talking about this one. But the CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzer, you can find it in stores, but you have to look really, really hard, you guys, because I barely see it all the time. Just once in a while, and when I do, you guys, I go ahead and snatch it up. So these two are really good when it comes to drugstore bronzers, because it's hard to find bronzers, whether it's high-end or drugstore, that show up on my skin tone. So these two, you guys, I really do recommend. Okay, so moving on to highlighting, I do have two for you guys. This one right here is a Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in the shade Molten Gold. I do know they have a new color, so I'm so excited to go ahead and try it out. But this, you guys, let me go ahead and swatch it so I can show you guys what it looks like. So this is what it looks like on my skin, you guys. It's very bright and in your face. Like if you're trying to glow, go ahead and pick this one up. And the other one I do have is a Wet n Wild Precious Petal highlighter. I just love this formula because it's very creamy on the skin. So let me go ahead and swatch it next to the other one. And this is what it looks like. To be honest, they both look very similar. The Wet n Wild one is a little bit more like champagne, whereas this one's a little bit more gold. So these are very buttery and smooth on the skin. I really do recommend them because they're the best I've ever tried. And look at the Wet n Wild one, you guys. Like, it is barely hanging right now because I always use this. So these two, you guys, I really do recommend. Okay, so moving on to the eyes, I do have two products for you guys. So this one right here is a Salon Perfect 615 lashes. If you haven't heard about these lashes, you guys, I don't know where you're sleeping. I don't know where you live, because these, you guys, are very popular. The reason why I love them is because, one, they make your eyes look very wispy and long. I'll probably go ahead and insert a picture right here to show you guys what they look like on my eyes, but they're very wispy and girly, and I always love putting them on because it's just one of the best I have tried in drugstore, and it's only like $2 or $3, which is crazy. And for mascara, you guys, I really, really do recommend the Maybelline Pumped Up Colossal Volume Express Mascara. Now, I do know L'Oreal had the Lash Paradise Mascara, which was very popular, but after a week or two, you guys, I noticed it really dries out and flakes on my skin, so I do not recommend that mascara. But this one right here, you guys, it just keeps my lashes looking very long, very voluminous and fluffy, and I really do appreciate that. But if you're looking for some good eye products, go ahead and pick these ones up. I'm sure you guys would not regret it. So yeah, that's all I have to say about them. Okay, so moving on to an eye primer, I do have the NYX Glitter Primer. You guys, this is just one of the best eye primer I've ever tried, period. One, because when you put it on your skin, let me go ahead and put some on there. What I love is it completely disappears into the skin, because a lot of eye primers back then, if you put it on your eyes, it just looks white or chunky or just something crazy. But this one just blends into the skin like butter. You can go ahead and set it and you'll be fine. And I also love how sticky it is because it really does hold the glitter onto your eyes. And it also gives you a nice base to work with. So I really do recommend this, you guys. It's such a good price and it's also very affordable. So I just wanted to go ahead and mention this in the video really quickly. Okay, so moving on to the eyeshadow palette, I do have, this is a Jaclyn eyeshadow palette. And honestly, you guys, it's just the best eyeshadow palette I have tried, period. Because the reason why I don't have a lot of eyeshadow palettes is because, one, some shades in there I don't like and I know I would not use, but this one in the palette, you guys, it has all the shades in the world I would ever want, from the blues to the pinks to the golds, black, like purple, everything in here, you guys, looks so good on my skin tone. And ever since I bought it, you guys, I have not put it down whatsoever. They're just very creamy and buttery, and they blend so well on the eyes, you guys. Like, let me go ahead and swatch 3 colors to show you guys like how good they are. So I do know my lights are a little bit bright right now, but these are what the shadows look like, and they're so creamy and buttery. And I also did do a review of it on my channel, but these, you guys, are absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. I know $34 seems like a lot of money, but honestly I do think it's worth $34 because the shades in here are beautiful, they're very creamy and buttery, and she did a great job at this. So the Jaclyn Hill palette, if you guys haven't picked this up, go ahead and pick it up at Ulta, because they do have it in Ulta now, which is so crazy and amazing at the same time. But I really do highly recommend this palette, you guys. And so the last products I do have for you guys are lip products. And if you guys don't know, I am a lip junkie. I just love how it just makes everything come together. Like, whether it's a bold lip, a soft lip, a nude lip, I don't care. I love all of them. But my 2 favorite that I have when it comes to Drugstore are from Maybelline and also Milani, of course. And my favorite lip liner in the whole entire world, if you guys don't know at this point, is my Jordana Coco Loco lip liner. This, you guys, goes with all my nude lips, and I just love it so much. So Jordana Coco Loco, if you guys don't have this, please go ahead and get it. But let me go ahead and start with Maybelline. The 2 lipsticks I do have are 560, which is raw chocolate, and also toasted truffle. So let me go ahead and swatch them for you guys. All right, so this one right here is toasted truffle, and then this one right here is raw chocolate. You guys, raw chocolate and Jordana Coco Loco lip liner, you guys, it is so beautiful on the lips. But moving on to Milani, if you guys don't know, I love their liquid lipsticks. I love how creamy and pigmented they are, and they also last very long on the lips. So let me go ahead and swatch all the colors for you guys. Alright, so the top one right here, you guys, is called Devotion, and it's like my favorite red in the whole entire world. This one right here, you guys, is called Love, and it's like a very bubbly pink bubblegum shade. That's the best way to describe it. This one right here is called Honey, and I always pair it with my Jordana Coco Loco lip liner. And then this one right here is called Obsessed, like the perfect purple shade on the lips. So these right here, you guys, I love them so much. I love the Maybelline products. I love Milani so much when it comes to lip products. So if you guys haven't checked them out, go ahead and do so. Okay, so I'm finally done, you guys, and these were a lot of products, but I did get through all of them. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out. Also, please let me know down below some of you guys' favorite drugstore products so I can go ahead and check them out. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next one.